Richard!
Why are you calling me?
Hey!
Come on, it's a hangover.
Don't you remember? We were gonna do a review today?
Review? What review?
Richard, I was counting on you to remember that today was the day oh, crap! Sorry about that. We were supposed to review Hangover today.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Watching the movie didn't want to go out drinking.
Well, I'm glad you at least saw it, Richard. So we can move along, and even though you have your hangover, let's get into this. Hey everyone, Steve DeCokis here, and I want to welcome our new guest, Richard Cline. Say hello, Richard.
Hello, everybody. I am
Alright.
Richard Cline,
Yeah.
movie extraordinaire.
So, Steve DeCokis and Richard Cline here. Welcome to Steve's Reviews. Hangover.
Hangover.
Really quick, before you even think of anything, one word to describe how you how you enjoyed the movie.
High freaking hilarious.
High freaking hilarious. Okay, my word would be inappropriate. Not to confuse the folks at home, still hilarious, but my word would be inappropriate.
Inappropriate. Very interesting choice of words.
Yeah, well, you know how I am, Richard.
Yeah, straight shooting Steve DeCokis.
Summed up perfectly. What is the first thing that you were impressed by the movie?
Storyline.
Storyline. I'd have to agree with you. The one thing that I liked was that if you saw Hangover 1 and 2, 2 was kind of like an exact copy of the first movie's plotline, right?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So I was really happy to see that the third one actually kind of pushed away from that. They didn't do the whole, oh, I woke up with a hangover, now let's go find the missing someone. You know, they took
Yes.
it in a slightly different direction.
Yes, I quite enjoyed it for that exact purpose.
Mm-hmm. How about the characters? What do you think of the characters this time around?
I was impressed with the role they gave Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, Melissa McCarthy. Was she that woman at the pawn shop? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, she was great. Even though she had little screen time, great scene.
Yes, the couple of scenes they had her in, I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. Ken, what did you think of Ken Jeong this time around?
I thought Ken Jeong was hilarious.
Oh.
Showed a lot more of the criminal side that they're building up for the past two movies.
Not only his criminal side, but he showed a little something else too, if you catch
Yeah,
my
so
drift.
a little bit of, I think, something you might have earned in prison.
Let's avoid this topic. Partial spoilers. Don't want to get into any more of this.
Of course not. I still enjoy the chemistry between Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, and Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. I think I heard some people complaining that Bradley and Ed weren't as important in this movie, but I still think that they served their purpose and they did really well with the job that they had.
I agree that some people, might say they weren't as important, but that's because the storyline wasn't the same as the first two movies, where they were extremely important.
Yeah. This plotline more revolved around Zach Galifianakis' character and Ken's character.
Yeah,
I think those two were highlighted. John Goodman, he appeared in the movie.
yes, he appeared in the movie. No real spoilers. You've seen it in the trailer. He appeared in the movie as the villain.
Yeah, he was a fantastic villain. That is a man that I would never mess with.
No, the character or the actor.
No, and his role, I would most compare his role. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Big Lebowski.
Oh.
Yeah. He had a similar role with, you know, this hard ass guy who also winds up with a gun at some point, and you just don't mess with him, and those are both roles kind of fit together.
Yes, not normally the role you see John Goodman in. Normally it's more of the comedy role, but not the villain role. But
Yeah.
I like him in it.
And oh my God, towards the end of the movie, things go dark. No spoilers. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, things went literally dark as they were shooting at night.
Well, wasn't talking about literally, but sure, both literally, metaphor. I'm talking about metaphorically dark. Things went dramatic and
Oh, very dramatic.
shocking.
Oh, shocking! I love it. If we're talking about the movies as a whole trilogy, I enjoyed how the second movie was a nice veer away. They went to Bangkok. But the third movie really tied in to the first movie in a lot of ways. No spoilers, but if you haven't seen this movie yet, watch the first movie first, and then go see it.
Right. Yeah, I was afraid at first because they were going back to Las Vegas, and which you can see in the trailer. But that's when I was afraid. I was like, oh no, I hope they don't use the same like spiel that they did in the first movie. But I think they did really well with making things look a bit different in Las Vegas, and they also had scenes in Mexico, which for the first half of the movie, which was interesting. And my personal favorite, one of the funniest parts for me was when they were invading this certain place and had to bypass all the security panels and whatnot. I thought that was a hoot.
Oh, yes. That was quite the hoot. I'm sorry, Steve. That is just a funny word.
It is. I enjoy using words.
Me too. I enjoyed how they went back to Vegas, but it wasn't the same Vegas.
Yeah, it wasn't the same Vegas. There you go. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Vegas never stays the same.
No. Each time you go there is a brand new adventure.
Of course.
We talked about the comedy. It was hilarious. The actors reprised their roles really well. The plotline was different, so that was great. Perhaps we should give this movie a final rating of some sort.
I would agree, Steve DeCokis.
Now, before we give the movie its rating, let's say we had a scale from 1 to 10. What number would you assign it?
I would assign this movie an 8.
An 8. Okay. I am going to agree with you completely. I'll give it an 8 as well. 8.1.
8. You know what? I'm going to agree with you.
Thank you. So we're both 8.1 now.
Yes.
Okay. Let's take the scale, throw it out. Final review. Overall, I'd have to say this movie, Hangover 3, was pretty good.